Hello, Faye. How are you today?
I'm very good. Hello, Esbjorn. How are you?
I am great, as always. So today we're going to quickly talk a little bit about this new research project we are running called Access Folk. So Faye, could you just kind of give us a short introduction? What is this thing that we're going to do?
Okay, so it's a research project which is funded for 5 years, and the main aim is to increase accessibility and the diversity of people that are engaging in English folk music. So I'm a folkie, I've loved folk music all my life, and I've always been an insider, and I see how important and brilliant it is, but I also see there's lots of people that aren't engaging with it, and so this is really to try and understand why they're not and find ways to help get people involved.
So is it folk music in general, or is it specific areas?
Well, this is the problem, because I also want to just change the world and just do everything. So so we've kind of had to limit it down in various ways. So we're looking specifically at singing, because if you include music as well, then you include dancing, and then you include drama, and then you include visual arts, and you just never stop. So yes, we're going to focus on singing, but of course other things do come into that as well a little bit. And we're going to focus on England as well, because obviously we're part of much larger structures, and within England there's much smaller structures, but to just give us a boundary, we're looking at English folk singing.
And English here, you mean folk singing in England?
This is a massive
yeah, good. I'm just poking you here.
Yeah, well, and everybody should. It is a contentious question. What is folk music? What is English? I think we're okay with what is singing, but yes, this is what the project's trying to delve into. We're not starting with any kind of assumed understanding of what English is or what it means, and of course it's not going to mean the same thing to everybody. So yes, we're looking at things that happen in England, and we're looking to try and understand what people think about it. What are those interpretations of Englishness? Do people that do Irish sessions in England still feel that they're playing English folk music or not? So it's to kind of tease at those questions as well. We're definitely not ignoring them, but we have to call it something as well. We have to use those words.
Great. So I know we talk about this project as being co-produced, and that is a kind of an action research project. Could you kind of explain those terms? Because I think quite a lot of people might not have encountered them before.
Yeah, so when you do research, there are loads of different kinds of methods that you can employ to do research. So those are the kinds of questions we're looking at, and the ways that we're trying to do it is through co-production and action research. So they are ways of trying to really embed it in communities. So rather than having a few academics in a university just collecting data and thinking about this on their own, it's about getting the people that the research is going to affect to join in devising what the actual problems are, what the questions should be, and how we go about it, how we get that information. So co-production is, well, it's co-produced. It's produced with academics and members of the community. So it gets quite messy, and there's lots of, as you'd expect in academia, lots of discussion around it about how things can be genuinely co-produced. So we're exploring that as well. But our main ethos really is to get as many people involved with as much power as possible. So the whole thing is overseen by a board, which is, we've currently got over half the board in place, and then we've done an open call as well for other people to join. And that board have ultimate power over the decisions that we make, the questions that we ask, and how the money's spent on the project as well. So that's one way of making it co-produced, to hand that power over. But we're also doing it in smaller ways in terms of the data collection. We want you, everybody who's interested, to get involved in contributing information and getting involved in collecting data from other people that they know, and really getting involved in delivering the research as well as just giving us information to work with. So that's co-production. Action research, again, it's a similar sort of idea. It's about embedding it in the communities that's going to happen. So in action research, you try and do something new. It's a bit more like an experiment than just documenting what's happening. So you do something, you make a change, you do an action, and then you reflect on what happened, what worked, what didn't work, tweak it, try it again. It's quite cyclical. So that phase of the project, we're going to be looking for people to be running events, trying new ways of doing stuff, seeing if if the ideas we have actually work, rather than just sitting in this sort of what's the word? Theoretical. There we go. I think it's often enough. It's a very practical project. It's not just a theoretical ivory tower. Yeah, so that's action research.
Good. It's also a very cool word. I remember the first time I encountered it, I was hoping it was going to be, you know, special costumes and things like that involved. But in the end, it's quite exciting anyway, I think. Yeah.
Well, if the board want to spend the money on that, Esbjorn, we can get it.
Well, so you mentioned there's a lot of ways of getting involved, and we have literally just started a few of these ways that you can get involved in Access Folk. So we are recruiting people to be part of our consulting groups, and the consulting group sounds big, it's consultants, all these things, but really it's just an opportunity for anyone who's been involved in the kind of wider folk scene in England, or would like to be, or feel like they should be, to join us in one of these themes discussions we are having. And you find it on our webpage. You can join up there. No need to be feel like you're an expert or that you have a background and thought a lot about these things. It's enough that you really would like to be involved and you're interested in them. And we also last night, I think, launched our new reading group, which is part of what we call our research community. So everyone that's getting involved in various ways, we consider you our kind of co-researchers on this project. And the reading group is the first way of starting to learn things together and read things together. And I think that will be a lot of fun. We have 3 sessions this summer, and there will be more in the autumn as well. And we have more things coming up, including what you mentioned, Faye, that we'll kind of try to get a group of people involved in doing small interviews with people close to them, which we call Ask a Friend, which was a nice, friendly way of talking to people, as well as 2 surveys of the kind of folk singing scene in England that we're going to unleash on you in the summer as well. So please have a look on our social media and on our website, and there will be a lot of information popping up there, and sign up to our mailing list and you will get emails regularly telling you what's happening. Yeah, is there anything else we should say about this, Faye?
I don't think so. Just we're friendly, get involved, and we mean it. You know, we're not looking for particular kinds of people. We're looking for you. So just get in touch if you've got a question, if you're unsure about anything. We're just Faye and Esbjorn. So yeah, brilliant. Come and be part of Access Folk.